Okay, hello everybody. This is Fitz here with Terry Dunn, and we're here with the Academy of Model Aeronautics, and we're here at the NEAT Fair in New York 2025. And we were able to track down the showrunner, Mr. Tom Hunt, to give us a few minutes of his time to tell us about the NEAT Fair. And I think I'll start with, for like me, I'm a newbie here. It's the first time I've been here. Give us the elevator pitch. What is NEAT for somebody who's never been here?
Okay. NEAT stands for Northeast Electric Aircraft Technology Fair. When this was originally started, it was 2000, and electric was kind of far along, but we were kind of following on and saying we want to be able to showcase electric aircraft technology. So, you know, it was set up for guys to be able to talk to one another and disseminate data about brand new electric airplanes, where the technology was going. And although it still is that, you don't see so much because it's matured so much. You don't see that so much as you don't see a lot of brand new technology, or at least the technology is so hidden in the airplanes that, you know, you really have to go up and pick a guy's brain until it was mush to find out what was really in there that was doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
So that's where NEAT Fair started. In 2000.
It explains the name, Northeast Electric Technology, right?
Right.
So it was more technology exchange kind of thing.
Yes.
In the early days of electrics, when things were
Right.
always quite plug and play, as they are now.
Yep.
So what kind of attendance are you expecting this year?
To give you a little history, we started at about the same time or same level of pilots as the show that we replaced, the old KRC show in Quakerstown, Pennsylvania, and which moved to Queen City Airport in the last couple of years. And we picked up the show after that, but we couldn't hold it in the same place, so we ended up finding this place. It started in 2000, and we actually got as many people in the first year of our show as the old show had in their last year. So it was about 200, a little over 200 pilots.
Wow, it's really good.
Yeah. We grew to about 400 pilots in 2010. We had 50 vendors along the back row.
Wow.
And then we've kind of flatlined now at around 300. We came down slowly over the years from 2010, from 400 to 300. And we're like maybe 275, 280, plus or minus 10.
That's nothing to sneeze at. That's
No,
really good.
no, it's not. I mean, you know, you have your big meets of the year. You have IRCHA, which, you know, gets a lot of people.
Yeah.
You have the Joe Knoll each side of the year that does well.
Oh, yeah, Joe Knoll's Joe Knoll. That's a whole other,
yeah, it's a whole other world. But there are no other very large meets left in the United States that can produce what you see here.
Yeah, for an electric-only meet,
right,
that can command that kind of numbers. That's
right.
really impressive.
Well, I've always said to people, if you stick a pin in New York City and put a string out at 500 miles from New York City, there's 80 million people within 500 miles of New York City.
That's a lot of modelers.
You've got to capture a lot of models.
Yes.
You probably can't, except for maybe California, you can't stick a pin in. And even I don't think California.
I don't think you can beat that. Yeah.
I don't think you can beat that because you know, this is where we started. This is where they came from. You know.
Yeah, this is New England, right?
That's right. That's where they came from. They came from that side of the ocean. They came this way.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if you can't command a fairly large crowd at this part of the country, then, you know, you're either not trying or you're doing something wrong.
Right. Now, speaking of people, this being my first time, one of the things I kind of noticed, especially at night, is it's as much a social event as it is a flying event.
Yeah, it is certainly. Well, the first of all, that it's at a campground, so there's a lot of people staying overnight here, which was not always the case.
Really?
Even though this was a campsite, you had a lower percentage of people in the very beginning staying at the campsite. They were going out to hotels and motels and log cabins or whatever. And when it started to get that night vibe and that all-day, 24-hour vibe, people wanted to stay here because they didn't want to miss anything.
Right.
So that's when it became 5 tents in the center, and then another one that year, and another one that year, and another one that year. And I got 2,250 feet of tents, here that are rented by clubs or associations.
Terry, you got any thoughts?
Well, you mentioned this is 2,250 feet. This is a full-scale grass runway, and you've got to divide it up into different sections for RC use.
Right.
So what are these different sections?
Okay, so I banished the quadcopter guys out to the gravel pit on the north side because they don't mix well with fixed-wing airplanes. We learned that all along time. Helicopters and quadcopter guys, because the things they can do with them don't mix well with the fixed-wing guys. So so we've got way up on there. I let the guys do their own thing as long as they behave out there in the gravel pit on the north end. And they can fly their quadcopters there. And then we down here at close to the show center on the north side of show center, we have micros in the morning because it's usually calm in the morning. Sure. And then it turns into the helicopter area after lunch. And then, of course, the main section you see here, 6 flight stations for what we call heavy iron. That is the airplanes that need to fly a pattern. And then on the far south end of the field, not the far south, but our slow fly area. And some people like to call it a park fly area. It's not a park fly area. It's a slow fly area. Okay. In other words, the rules are, if you can stand on home plate of a Major League Baseball field and never leave the infield and fly your airplane comfortably, that's a slow flyer. Okay. So it's not a park flyer. It's a slow flyer. Park flyers actually should be up here.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay.
And then there's the crew that, since they're behaving themselves way down on the south end, that I let them fly just about anything they want, because if they start flying too big of stuff, it seems to be self-correcting, because they end up being Christmas ornaments in the trees, or they end up hitting, the trees or the water spigots that are down there. Right. So basically, you see a lot of guys flying at night. Usually, you see them flying their slow flyers, night flyers, slow flyers down at that end of the field. Right. I wish I had more volume than I do, but especially when I was 400 pilots and 50 vendors, I was really running out of volume. But this is tolerable. Sure. 250 to 300 pilots is a tolerable size.
Very nice, nice medium.
Yeah, you had mentioned that the show has kind of evolved to have fewer people on the cutting edge of electric stuff, but as far as the shows I go to, this still seems to be the highest concentration. Guys like Adam Woodworth over here, I think this is where they come to show.
And now
stuff.
Eric Maglio, which I told you about, I watched him grow up. I mean, this is 26 years. Mm-hmm. He's in his early 30s now? So I watched him, and he's done some phenomenal stuff with his own stuff and with the business that he's associated with. And he's not the only one. I've seen many kids grow up here after 26 years. Started at 4 or 5 years old. The parents would bring them down, and they were good pilots, 5, 6, 7 years old. These kids, I didn't have any problem with them flying out there with their parents, because they were very good. And that's what you see. Generation. Never mind. I couldn't get that. You'll see the father-son teams for many years here. And daughters. We've had a few daughters, obviously, here, too, that have been interested. So, yeah, I've seen a lot of kids grow up over 26 years and become aeronautical engineers, or certainly technical based. And if you look at, certainly all the guys that are on the leading edge of technology for electric flight, even way back, even into the 80s and 90s, those guys were engineers of some sort. Either electrical or the mechanical or aero, and that hasn't really changed, even with the advent of all the turnkey stuff. But you will see that those are the guys that are certainly doing the crazy stuff, and interesting stuff. And it's no trouble to come out and walk the line and look down and say, I want to talk to that guy.
There's things you see here that you won't see anywhere else.
Yeah. So that's yes. The Northeast Electric Aircraft Technology Fair has evolved in that respect too. That it's a lot of turnkey stuff, but somebody will always look down and say, "Wow, I got to talk to that guy."
Right.
I still see some stuff even today that still could be considered leading edge or very advanced technology.
Right.
For the guy had a actuator power F-22 was about this big. Yeah. And the technology went into that thing to get that thing flying.
The micro guys certainly are always, because there's nothing turnkey that they want to fly.
Right.
It's guy got to build it themselves.
Yes. Anything else?
No, I think I'm good for now.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for giving us a rundown on the event. Hope people that's never been here consider it next year. This is a fantastic place. We should mention the scenery. This is one of the more unique flying fields that I've ever been to, just for the scenery alone.
Yeah, certainly we're so early in September, you don't get any colors. But if you came up here 2 weeks later, it would be starting to get oranges and reds.
Yeah.
Late September, they start to cool off quite a bit, and all those trees will start to turn some beautiful colors. But yeah, I mean, we're here. It's a nice day. We have that fog in the morning you've experienced already.
Yeah.
But the guys picked the right airplane for the right time of day.
Right. They'll fly in the fog and just below it.
Just below the fog in the morning. Because even if we know it's going to be a beautiful, most gorgeous day you've ever seen, we've got fog till 9:30.
Yes.
It just is a valley. You've got a lot of humidity in the air coming across, whatever, and it just drops into the valley as it cools overnight.
The dew point.
And then the sun will just start to come up over the mountain around, start cracking the fogginess around 9 to 9:30, and it'll start just vaporizing, and then we get a nice
Still,
day.
it gives it character.
Yes.
It gives the whole place a
Yes.
really good character.
Very good.
Well, thanks so much, Tom. I
All
really
right.
appreciate your time.
Thank you much, Fitz.
Hopefully,
and of course, Terry.
we're going to go out and look around some more, and we'll hopefully see you in the following years.
Very good. Thank you, sirs.
All right, Fitz Walker here with Academy Model Aeronautics, and as we're walking around, we ran into this guy, Mr. Adam Woodworth. How you doing, Adam?
Good to see you.
And you always bring something really interesting, well, many things really interesting and awesome, and we couldn't, you brought something that is, in its simplicity, is still very awesome. And this is, if you remember the slide together free flight.
It was like every general store and dentist office had one.
Yes. I forgot what they're called.
They're called power prop flying gliders.
Okay, right.
They came in the little red envelope.
Yes.
And you slid them together, and they'd last about 10 minutes, and then.
I think they were slingshot, and the propellers were
Yeah, a
freewheeling.
little propeller spun.
Yes. Well, you got one.
Yeah,
It's
so
upsized.
I took one of the ones out of the envelope, took it to the copy shop, and said, put it as big as the plotter will print.
Did you get some interesting looks when you said
There was
that?
definitely some confusion about what I was trying to do, but yeah, so it's expanded version of all the original artwork, and then printed out on vinyl and attached it to half-inch insulation foam.
Is that like the blue foam you get at Home
Yep,
Depot or something?
yep.
Okay.
And then I made it so that it could still get broken down and slid into I printed out a big giant envelope.
Of course.
And so all the control surfaces and stuff are flush so that you can undo the
So you can
bolts
take the
and
wings out, you kind of slide it apart,
take
and the
the-
tail too.
take the tail off. So
Oh, so you got a little thumb screws.
little thumb screws and everything.
I'm gonna hold one of these.
Yeah, we're gonna grab this.
Sure.
Alright.
He's unscrewing the tail. Couple of twists and turns, and there it goes. Oh, it even slides out just like the
Yeah,
red
it
one.
slides out like the originals.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, you can take the wing off, and then the nose weight piece holds the motor.
Yeah, I like
It's
it.
got the same setup. So
It looks
take the
just
few
like
screws
the
out, pull it off.
Oh wow, you can just pull everything apart.
Yeah.
And is there any reinforcement in the wing, like a
Yep,
spar? or anything?
there's I ran a piece of basswood down the length of the fuselage, and then same on the wing. And then I tried to keep all the control horns and everything are flush.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you
they're
can still
hidden.
slide it through the.
Oh
the slot.
yes, of course. That's a great.
But,
Wow.
flies a little bit better than the gliders did when I was
Yeah.
30 plus years ago.
They
but,
didn't fly all that great, but they were fun for kids to throw around. Yeah, we saw flight in the air. It looked like it was a nice slow flyer. It looks like it handled great.
It weighs about it's a little under 2 pounds. And,
Oh, wow, it's
that's
nothing.
a lot of wing for 2 pounds. So it
What's,
flies
what,
pretty well.
what size battery you running this?
3-cell 2200.
Well, that's a small battery for such a large plane, but keeps the weight down. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I got distracted.
Oh, yeah.
Got distracted by airplane. Left the mic off.
but yeah, so it's about 2 pounds,
Wingspan?
about 55-inch wingspan, and I fly it on a 3-cell 2200.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thanks, Adam. That's
It's always fun stuff. That's
It
the best
is.
part about Model Aviation is you can just you got an idea, you can make it come to
That's
life.
what this makes this hobby so awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thanks for your work on this.
Yeah.
You certainly make it very interesting.
Well, always good to see you guys.
Yeah, you too. We'll see you around the flight line.
See ya.
Hey, Terry Dunn here with the AMA and Fitz Walker. We are at the NEAT Fair, and we are going to go walking the flight line, and it's a big flight line. It's 2,300 feet. Yeah, we're not going to walk all 2,300 feet, but we'll take a section here to
2,000 feet.
and we'll see some of the stuff that's set out here. Some of it's for sale, some of it's just sitting out waiting for its turn to fly, but you'll see some incredible deals on stuff. So when you come to the NEAT Fair, bring some cash and get ready to take some new airplanes home.
And bring extra space in your vehicle, too.
Right, yeah, that's where I'm out of space. So let's get started walking down and see what cool stuff we can find.
All right.
So Fitz, you lead the way.
We're going this way?
Yes, let's start that way and maybe we can come back.
Okay, so we're heading, I believe this is south.
I have no idea.
East, yeah, this is south. So we're heading towards the south end. We started roughly in the middle of the 2,200 feet or so. And as you can see, the fence is just lined up with various aircraft from all over, from all different types. What's neat is we have different banners, the RC Gypsies.
Yeah, lots of clubs come as groups, and they'll stay in the same canopy area and have all their stuff together.
Yeah, it's great. We'll talk to people that, yeah, we're from Virginia, we're from Maine, we're from Rhode Island, whatever. And so they'll group together to share a tent, come up, fly some planes. Usually they'll have some sort of banner or something to say, hey, we're the club from the Walla Walla. And why don't you have a seat and grab a beer, Lots of stuff. This red and white, it's Italian. Do you remember the name?
I don't know.
Cervetti or something?
I'm not going to embarrass myself by guessing.
This one, if this is the one I'm thinking, it's been flying up a storm all week, the past couple of days. Really, really good pilot who's ever flying it. And there's long flight line, of course, of all kinds of stuff. It's broken out into sections, what they call the heavy iron that we talked about earlier, down to the slow flyers. And so people just really do their planes out for inspection, so to speak.
Get a look at this one, Lee. This is a Hansa Brandenburg W29. There are several of them here, and you can see the cool lozenge pattern on it. That was done with paint and masks. And this is a foam airplane. And it was actually a project that a group of pilots did here one year. I know because I was involved in that group. But the reason I bring it up is because if you look on the other side of the runway, there's a pond here. And we do a lot of float flying when the wind calms down. And this airplane does great at that. And there's lots of other float planes here as well.
In fact, you can see somebody flying over there. It looks like a Polaris type plane.
Yeah.
And he's getting ready down the ramp and into the water. Nice landing.
Very nice.
So yeah, right across the field is a little pond that you can do some float flying, and it's generally fairly active.
I think there's some more unique airplanes down here. Let's take a look. Here is a 4-motor Accord, which I've never seen before. Originally, it would have had one motor in the front, and they've modified it to have 4 motors in the wing.
Leading edge, yeah.
Yeah, they're a B-17 fan. And this one's for sale. You can have this. You can take it home today, Fitz.
Yeah. Some of the props are kind of rotating too on it.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I wonder how it flies. That's my first question. How well does that work? And what does it sound like?
Right. I want to hear
angry,
that.
Angry bees or something as it's flying around.
So it's the unique custom-made stuff like this that I really appreciate about the Neat Fair. You see tons and tons of this stuff.
Yeah, you see a lot of stuff that's really neat. I like some of the free flight conversions.
Right. We've seen several of those. Planes that started as free flight are now
like
RC.
Think Gillo's kit that's been either converted as its normal size or been scaled up quite a bit.
Right. And speaking of small airplanes, a few miles away from here is a middle school. And tonight, Friday night and Saturday night, they'll have an indoor meet. And it's truly world-class indoor modelers are going to be in this little middle school gym in the middle of the Catskills. So we're going to head over there tonight to see some of that, too.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Yeah. It'd be great to see that. All right, speaking of interesting planes, this is something that caught my eye instantly and gave me all kind of warm, fuzzy feelings. In this case, it's a Learfan. This is a failed adventure of the Learjet company to produce a pusher, what do you want to call it? It's kind of a executive plane that's a little less expensive to operate than a twin jet engine. And this is very rare to see one of these. I actually have a short kit of one of these, but I've never seen one in the flesh. And this gentleman has one, and he's flown it, and I've talked to him. And it's just one of the great things you see out here at the Neat Fair. A really snazzy, classy airplane that's extremely rare to see in model form. And I was really, really happy to see it. It's got roughly a 70-inch wingspan. And it sounds great in the air, being a pusher. Got a really distinctive sound. I don't know if you saw it, Terry.
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
So, and it looks like you poke your eye out here. So, again, here at the Neat Fair, you never know what you're going to run into. And that's one of the great things about coming out here.
Indeed. And you might walk the flight line now and then come back an hour from now, and there's different stuff here.
Oh, yeah,
somehow.
totally different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens. But you want to go down a little bit further?
Yeah, let's go down a little bit down here. Of course, I think we mentioned you've got people who are selling stuff, buying and selling. Oh, look at it. I've already seen something I might have to come back and take a look at. Look,
You're working, Fitz. Stop it. You're working. Come on.
All kinds of goodies, often for really good prices. Some, looks like a Yak, maybe?
It's Russian.
Or LA-67, something like that. Lag, yeah.
We're embarrassing ourselves.
Yeah, it's a Russian. It's a Russian camera.
With some nicely detailed A-10s here. They flew together in the noontime demo.
Yes, they all flew around together. These are free wing A-10s. This is a Stinson Reliant. It's really nice looking with a kind of a semi-scale like prop hub.
And we should point out all of these are electric.
Yes, this whole event is completely electric, although there is one gas as on display.
Right, he's not allowed to fly.
But he can't fly it. Flight is verboten. Not just flying stuff. We've got some land sails.
Ice boats.
Ice boats, thank you.
Although those have wheels, so
Yeah.
once again, we're talking about things we're unclear on.
Yeah.
But
so-
cool to see, and very good craftsmanship on those.
yes. Oh, yeah. All wood and veneer. He was trying to run one yesterday.
There's the
one
Bearcat you were talking
non-electric plane. This big Bearcat. It's got to be 90-inch wingspan.
It's pretty.
It's really nice, but it's not flying. It's just here for display. Now this large P-47 has been flying quite a bit, and wow, I didn't realize how big a motor it is. It's
Yeah,
probably
it's huge.
50 cc equivalent motor. Wow, that's why it was so.
Yeah, and it's been
speedy.
flying very well. There's no doubt when this one's in the air. You can hear it.
Yeah, it's a very distinctive sound, but great flying machine. Here's got a real throwback to the old school free flight gassers. I'm not sure what it's called. Is the Great Raspberry? I don't think that's really what it's called. Maybe. I wouldn't doubt it. Just started as one of those gas free flights. Has now been converted to electric with some radio assist. This is interesting.
It's got a
What
three-cylinder
is that?
radio.
Yeah.
A fake three-cylinder radio.
It looks familiar. M16, French. Is that French or no? That's not a French flag. Don't know.
Maybe Italian because of the tail.
Yeah, the Italian.
don't
Thank
know.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's colors.
People, write your comments. Let us know
Yeah.
all the things we're getting wrong.
What is that? Some great things. Hurricane. The main flight line's been pretty active. There's a jet taking off. We got a bunch of planes ready to go or in the air.
We have a waiting line right now for people to fly on the main line.
I think
so-
the first time I've seen a waiting line on
Yeah.
the main line. So I think more people are showing up overnight and today to fill up the main line, the heavy metal line, as Tom called it.
We should probably stop here. Now, we could show you the rest of the flight line here, or you could just come to the Neat Fair and see it for yourself. And that's probably the better option.
Yes, come. If you haven't come, you must come. This is an amazing event. The people have all been great that I've talked to. As my first time here, it's all kind of soaking it all in, getting to know people, getting to know the events, the vendors, and that kind of stuff. And it's been really nice. Definitely worth the trip if you're in relative area, even if you're a few hours or so away.
I drove 15 hours to get here, so nobody
yeah.
has any excuse.
Yes, if you can do that, I took a plane, so that was a little easier for me. But yes, if you can drive 15 hours to get here, you can certainly drive less than that to come out. Take a look at the beautiful scenery, the wonderful people, and of course the fantastic models.